black. That's pink. That is, I think that's blue. And then all these other little ones, these are the mixed puppies. Oh, they're running around over there. Luann, come on! They're following Luann. They don't care who has the milk, they just want it. Oh, there's Mama. There's Blaze. Hi, Blaze. Come on, Luann. These little mixed puppies, they're starting to get the hang of it. Oh, look at that one. That's a mixed puppy. Esther! Esther! Esther's been so funny. Lately, she's been like collecting dry cow patties and just walking around with them. Esther! Esther, what do you have? What is that? Can I see it? No. It belongs to you. She looks very shaggy, by the way, and it's just because she's shedding. Come on. You got this. So these puppies have moved over here into the shade next to where the sheep are grazing, which is fine. Yes. Puppies don't love being in the hot sun, even though it's just barely out of winter. It's hot. It's in the 80s right now for us. No, I'm not your friend. Hey. You know, in general, these puppies don't like to be out here during the daytime because it's hot. But even though this is a short outing, I like to do this so that they get the hang of checking on the sheep midday. So while the sheep are out eating and doing whatever they do, this is when dogs are sleeping and getting out of the sun. But it's still good for them to get up, do a quick check, and then go back to napping. These dogs do nap during the daytime. They're more nocturnal. That's when they're going to be more active because that's when predators are more active. So, you know, these dogs have to sleep at some point. In general, you tend to find that they do adjust their sleep schedules, and they seem to do it based on predator activity. We've got some other puppies over here hanging out in the shade of the barn near where these sheep are grazing. Hi, everybody. You good-looking boy. Rigel, you're really starting to fill out. Yeah, you're starting to look like a man. And we still have two puppies over there hanging out. Alright, so I just fed the chickens, and we've got all the mixed puppies as well as Luann's Maremma litter. They're all over here. So they're going to get a good dose of chicken chaos. Biscuit's taking a nap with the puppies. He loves puppies. If there's little puppies, you're going to find Biscuit. But just to let you know, all the puppies that have this black dot on their butt, those are all Luann's purebred Maremma puppies. All these other ones that don't have any paint on them just yet, these are the mixed puppies. Just so everybody knows, these puppies get access to chickens 24/7. You know, as they get older and more rambunctious, they're more likely to play with the chicken, and I just have to make sure that I get out here at the times of day when they're more likely to do that, so that I can remind them that that's not okay. But besides that, 24/7, these puppies are around chickens all the time. Maple doesn't love puppies. She tolerates them, but she also will discipline them, which is good. You know, every animal on a farm has different social rules. Pigs don't like to be bothered so much. I mean, Biscuit's about as easygoing as it gets for a pig, but a lot of times pigs are moody. So these puppies have to learn that. And they have to mold themselves to the pig. They have to mold themselves to the chickens, the way of the sheep, all of it. That's what this young education is all about. By the way, let me give you a general overview of all the different types of animals that these puppies get their education with. So we've got pigs, we've got chickens, we've got guineas, we've got ducks, peacocks, we've got sheep, cattle, kitty cats, and then we also have one goat. Now, when it comes to goats, even though we don't have a bunch of goats, the education that these puppies get with sheep lends itself perfectly to goats just as well. So they're getting the same basic education, one way or the other. I try to entice my chickens to create a bit of chaos and squabbling amongst themselves, and that's what happens when I put the feed out. I don't feed my chickens all the time. I force them to free range, and then every so often I give them chicken feed as a supplement. And so then they tend to squabble when I put the feed out. And I like that squabbling to happen around these puppies when they're real young, so it doesn't become such an interesting thing to them when they get older. I don't want them being interested in playing with the chicken just because it's flapping around a whole bunch. Alright, so we're out here and we've got 7 puppies. I'm whispering now because this is the age where I become a distraction. 2 of the puppies did not come out here. And it seems like it's Silver and Yellow that did not join us. I would say that of all of them, the least adventurous one is Silver. She's the one who comes out with us to the pasture the least. I would definitely categorize her as more of a homestead dog. Now, she definitely joins us with the sheep, especially when we're up near the house and the barn, but when we go outside of the comfort zones of what she knows, she's not too interested in it. So that's why I say she would be an excellent homestead puppy. So she's done great with all the animals. She just doesn't want to go very far from what she knows. I would say the puppies who are always up for joining me in whatever we're doing or wherever we're going is Orange, Yellow, Blue, and Purple. Those are the ones who always seem to be there. I would say the most personable puppy is Pink Girl. I mean, really, Maremmas in general, they work so well with people and children. They're not overly aggressive with humans. They'll bark to let you know that somebody that they don't recognize is on their property, but they're not quick to be aggressive about it or overly aggressive, because that's a liability. I don't like that sort of thing. It's a little mixed puppy. Awesome looking pup. Definitely see the Pyrenees on that baby. That looks like another mixed puppy. Very good looking. Beautiful body. Oh my gosh. What the heck happened here? Oh, puppies. Well, it's another mess for me to clean up, I suppose. Thanks, guys. Alright, so we're sorting through sheep today, and we got some puppies that have joined us. We got a few of them over there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them inside of here with us as well. And that would be black, pink, green, purple, and who's this? Is that red? Yeah, that's red. It's all girls with us in here. And they found some trash to entertain themselves with. Alright, well, I'm going to put the camera down because I need both hands to do this job. So one of the things I really strive for is homogeneous personalities and skill sets in my puppies. Now, that's not ever 100% possible. These puppies are not clones. But if I can create a more consistent dog that has more consistent abilities and temperaments, that's a great thing for everybody. And this litter has definitely achieved that pretty well. I mean, there's still variations, as I've mentioned. Silver girl, she's the least adventurous. She doesn't really like to come out to the pastures. She's going to be a great homestead dog. And Pink is the most personable. But overall, these puppies have all done just kind of great jobs. They've all participated very well, again, except Silver. She doesn't participate in pasture activities, really. But they've just all done a great job. Now, by the way, Silver does participate so long as the sheep are stationed up near the house. But overall, she's just going to be great at staying on the homestead and not going anywhere else. By the way, we've got some cattle back here, but I'm moving with the sheep because these puppies are very energetic. It's morning time, and these kids need to get some energy out. Yes, please clean that fence line for me. This fence line has a lot of pepper vine on it. It's kind of a problem for me. So this is great. What I really like to see is puppies with the sheep and with their nose to the ground. Smelling everything, making sure it smells the way it's supposed to. And this is considered patrolling. This is the type of activity that gets them to start marking their territory as well, which is part of their job. We've got a couple puppies over there, so they're patrolling. Patrolling means that sometimes they'll break away from the flock and investigate things outside of where the flock is stationed. And that's part of what a good guardian will do as well. They don't always 100% of the time stay with the flock. Sometimes they go a little further out and then they come back. And look at that one, nose to the ground. And you can see the adults are doing it too, just walking around, nose to the ground. Hi, Gertrude. Gertrude's no longer in heat. Yeah, Gertrude. And she's no longer limping. That's good. You know what? Being in heat and having to go into the kennel for a little while is probably good for that foot. You're a good dog. Oh, look at that one. Wandered over there with some of the lambs. Oh. Alright, we're going to find out who that is. Looks like red or orange. Oh, it's yellow. It's yellow girl. Alright, so soon enough I'm going to do puppy selections. So I'm going to be calling everybody who's placed a deposit on one of these puppies. And we'll discuss each of the different puppies, and I will make recommendations on the puppies that I think will best suit each person. You know, the people who place deposits on my puppies, they always fill out an application, and that application is just a questionnaire, so that I can refer back to that questionnaire and keep in mind the size of their property, the type of livestock, and then whatever other details they decide to give me. Now, at the end of the day, I can make my recommendations, and each person gets to select their puppy according to what they really want in the end. So it's up to them to take my recommendations or not. I like to go through all the basics of what do you do when you bring your puppy home. Now, it's pretty easy. Should be, but sometimes people find it hard because it's a puppy and it's a cute dog. But basically, put them with your livestock. Don't talk to them. Don't socialize with them. None of it. The only thing you should do is put them with the livestock. Don't worry, these puppies will not be feral. You will be the love of their life because you're the person who feeds them. That's all they really need. The thing is, this is prime bonding age for them. And if you give them a lot of attention, then you're interrupting the bonding that will happen between them and their livestock. Now, if your dog is destined to only be a chicken dog, it's a little bit different. When it comes to times of day where the puppies are energetic, it's definitely in the afternoon when the sun begins to go down, and then in the morning. And those are the times where it's going to be best for you to go out and either chaperone the puppy or really remove them from the chickens so they don't decide to play with chickens. And if you are taking home 2 dogs with you, you have a benefit of those 2 dogs being able to entertain each other, so they're less likely to get in trouble with chickens. But still, you can remove them from the chickens at those times of day where they're playful so they don't make mistakes with those chickens. And if you don't have 2 puppies coming home with you, If you have another dog at home who's a family dog, allow that dog to play with them when it's those times of day. People always ask me, should I be socializing them with my family dog? Yeah, absolutely. You don't want them thinking that your family dog is an adversary. Now, you don't want them socializing all the time, but just let them play when the puppies are in those playful times of day, and that's a good, healthy way for them to get their energy out instead of them getting that energy out on chickens. Hi, Rib Deer. Hi, beautiful. This is such a funny cow. She's got such a funny personality. She's so dramatic. Right? You're a sweet girl. That right there is a young bull calf that I think we're going to retain. Come on, puppies. Come on, puppies. Hi, Juliet. That's one of my cows who's not very accepting of pets, but she's starting to get better about it. Hey, it's enough. You big guy. Hi, udders. Puppies, come on. Come on, puppies. That was cute. That was cute. Come on, puppy. Now, another thing to remember is when you feed your puppies, remove the puppies from the livestock so they're not having to defend their food. And then the other thing I like to do is as my puppy is eating, I will put my hand in their bowl to make sure that they don't react to my hand. That is how you prevent food aggression from developing. Dogs can get possessive over their food, and that's actually kind of a natural behavior, but you need to make sure they're not aggressive towards you. Now, I've already been doing that, but you have to continue doing that just as a reminder to these puppies as they continue to grow. Another thing, puppies jumping up on you. Never allow that. Always get onto them heavily for that. Don't ever allow them to jump up on you. That's just behavior that nobody likes. It can be painful for you, especially when a dog is 100 pounds. So just don't tolerate that. Another thing when you bring your puppy home is your puppy is going to whine and be upset because they've been brought to a new place that they don't recognize. Everything is changing very radically for them all at once, and they're just not used to it. So, do not comfort your puppy. So what you want to do is immediately put them with your livestock. So if you've got sheep, immediately put them with the sheep. And the fact that they're upset about being in a new place is actually going to help them bond to their sheep more. It's almost like trauma bonding. It helps to solidify the bond between them. So don't interrupt that. Don't talk sweet to the dog. Don't be worried about the dog because it's upset. Just let it happen. They'll get over it. They'll be happy to see your livestock because they're familiar with that. So it's all a part of the process. Just trust it. I always tell people that anytime you get a new animal, whether it's a pet or a working dog or whatever, you should always consider the first 2 weeks an adjustment period for them. That adjustment period means that you can't really completely judge them personality-wise because they're just kind of dealing with the fact that they're in a new place. And that's the time period at which they may be a bit upset. Now, generally, my puppies tend to adjust quicker than that, but still, 2 weeks is a good rule of thumb. Usually within about a week, they've settled in pretty well, and by week 2, you'll notice they seem to be even more settled into their new home. You kids ready? I'm ready. So we've started walking back, and I've got 2 puppies who did not make their way to the gate. So I'm gonna let them figure it out. I don't like to figure out problems for my puppies. They're safe, they'll be fine, I'll be watching from afar, but I just want them to figure it out by themselves. At worst, they won't figure it out, and then they'll go hang out with the sheep instead. That was one of the puppies. Oh, there's Duke out there with them, I think. No, I don't know who that is, but well, there's actually 3 puppies still out there. Oh, I guess you're gonna go back out there with them. Alright, so it's been a few hours, and we had 3 puppies out there for a while. One of them came back and then went back out there. And now we've got 2 of them still out there. Fern is still out there as well. But it seems like these puppies are now starting to figure out how to get back. Yeah, here they come. They're heading back. Y'all did a good job! I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all did such a good job. So looks like we've got Black. And who are you? Are you red? Yeah, you're red. Black and red. Well, that's cool. Y'all did good. Oh, good job.